What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Black girls don't get the talk. So, shout out to Dr. Tia Son Johnson. He was listening to a video and he talked about how there was a staunch feminist online. I think it was Twitter, and she said even though she's a feminist, she knows that black boys have a the most difficult degree of adversity in the school system. And then looking and listening to news stories, and some of them are of women doing out-of-pocket things, and I keep seeing them like, okay, you don't have a response. Now couple that with the fact that people want to play these gender roles and gender norms, and people are like, oh, we are the same. But here's the thing. Black girls don't get the talk. See, say what you want, because we can see how you operate in public. You know, the things you do, you don't get trying to hit people with cars, pulling out guns and knives on people, thinking it's not a big deal, running around with bats trying to hit people, not a big deal. Getting into it in front of police, not a big deal. Getting into it with the police, not a big deal. And the talk is, listen, when you go from childhood to adolescence, you go from being a kid who's not a threat to a possibility of being somebody's worst nightmare mentally, and their mind is a threat, and they got a free shot to kill you, even though they know that you're not an adult. Whatever they got going on in their mind, they're looking to kill you. They're not having the talk about, listen, young lady, watch the company you keep, watch the friends you have, because these girls might get you locked up. I recently did a movie review on the movie Monster on Netflix. It's on Netflix, where a young boy basically got locked up because the guys in his neighborhood wanted to rob a place and they killed somebody. And he didn't know what was going on, but he got implicated because he knew the wrong people, or one wrong person, let's just put it like that, who implicated him in all of this. And he basically got set up. But the girls don't have that talk where, look, if you got the wrong girlfriends, they could literally get you life in prison, or get you the death penalty, or get you locked up for a significant period of time. That talk don't exist. That talk don't exist. And then you got to think about the police talk when you get pulled over. That talk don't exist with the girls. Look, girl, keep your hands on 10 and 2. Don't say nothing too crazy, because if they see you, and they feel nervous, they might look for an opportunity to blow your head off. That talk don't exist. If you go to a job interview, somebody might be intimidated by you, or they insult you to try to give themselves a reason to not hire you because of quote unquote racism, right? But that's not a talk that exists with the girls. That's where this goes to a different dynamic. That's why I have the picture of Trayvon Martin and his daddy, because I'm sure they had the talk. There is no equivalent conversation for the girls. Their talk is, watch out for these boys. Don't let these boys get you pregnant. Don't let these boys disrespect you. Don't let these boys put their hands on you. I get that talk. But the boys have a similar talk. But the girls don't have the talk. That, when you walk out this house, you got to keep your head on the swivel, and because your life might be on the line. See, if a Karen is called on a girl, it's filmable, blah, blah, blah. If a Karen is called on a guy, you could possibly lose your life behind this. That's the difference. So we have a different aspect of reality, and that's why one of the things that I was talking about with shout out to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson is because he brought up the fact that black men and black women actually live in two completely different worlds, because our worlds of stereotype and consequences are vastly different from their worlds of stereotype and consequences. And the thing about it is, we're trying to act like they're the same. Like, you still get these articles of men getting out of jail after a significant amount of time. Some of the Black Panthers are still in jail. You get what I'm saying? With three or four movies about how the government did the Black Panthers bad, and how these people weren't murderous criminals, but they're in jail as political criminals, even though they were right. That kind of talk don't happen with the girls. So it's one of those things where we're trying to make apples oranges just to make somebody feel good. And until the girls actually get the talk, because when we see them cutting up in public, the reason why they're cutting up is because they have no fear of what can happen to them, because they have no history of those type of things happening to them, so there is no need for the talk. That's why everything is surprising if it does go that far. That's what you're supposed to do with the males. That's not what you're supposed to do with the females. That's how it's looked at. Like it's a shock factor. Like, I can't believe you treat me like a black man. And this is even if you're a black woman. So, hate to bring it up. Like, even when you remember when Trayvon died, he had the young lady that was on the stand that was his friend. And she dropped the ball as a friend testified. That's how it was viewed. Because once again, you just never had to talk. Like, it's different from that person to this person. You could say that and you're a girl and it works out, but if somebody says that, if you're a girl and you say that about a guy, it's not gonna work out the same. But I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.